MegaPodTastic.
Good morning, Mega Podlings. Crazy Joe here, and this whole video is about some recent releases by Mill Creek Entertainment. They were kind enough to send me some review copies, so let's talk about them. First of all, I did an unboxing recently, and I pulled this out. Can't Hardly Wait, the 20-year reunion. So I showed you this in an unboxing. I have since had a chance to watch it, so I can review this disc now. And this is pretty cool. This is a cool disc. First of all, I'm a fan of this movie. I saw this movie in the theater back in '98. I remember seeing the trailers and thinking, well, you know, I was in college in those days, and I remember thinking, oh, this isn't a movie for me. This is a high school movie. I've aged out of this genre. That was my thought at the time. But I ended up seeing it anyway. I think because some friends wanted to go. Very pleasantly surprised. Very, very pleasantly surprised by this. Because it's very funny. And, you know, if you're of my generation, you may have seen it. If you're younger, if you're like a millennial or something, you know, you may be like, this may have been before your time. You might say, oh, I'm not interested in that. But I think it's worth watching. It's very funny. It's got Seth Green. It's got Ethan Embry, Jennifer Love Hewitt. You know, good solid cast, many of whom have gone on to other things over the years. But what's really cool about this disc, you know, I always call this movie, by the way, I always refer to it as the best John Hughes 80s comedy that John Hughes never made that wasn't made in the 80s. This has the feel of a John Hughes 80s comedy. But it's not. It was made in the 90s, and it was not made by John Hughes. It was made by Deborah Kaplan and Harry Elfont, who, to the best of my knowledge, these guys only did one other movie. It was Josie and the Pussycats, which is surprisingly good. A lot of people wrote that movie off when it came out, like, cheesy cartoon adaptation. That's a surprisingly... They got some clever things in that movie. That's another movie worth checking out. But anyway, this movie, it's got that feel of a John Hughes 80s movie, even though it's not made by John Hughes. It's not set in the 80s. If you were having a movie marathon and watching 16 Candles and Weird Science and Ferris Bueller, and in the middle of that, you just kind of snuck this in, it really wouldn't feel too out of place. What's really cool about this disc... Excuse me. What's cool about this disc is it has some bonus features, and to the best of my knowledge, the first Blu-ray release that was actually put out by Sony, I don't believe had any extra features. I could be mistaken, but it's got commentary tracks. It's got something called the Huntington Hills Class of '98 Reunion Special. There's a making of Life of the Party featurette, a music video by Smash Mouth. Now, what's interesting about this is I'm watching the special features, which I'd never seen these special features before. Apparently, they came from a disc that must have come out in '08 called the 10-year reunion. This is called the 20-year reunion edition. There must have been a version called the 10-year reunion because they keep talking about getting 10 years later. It's the 10-year reunion in the special features. So these special features carried over from a release that I'm not aware of. I'll have to look that up. I don't know if it was a Blu-ray release or just a DVD release, but apparently in '08 there was a 10-year reunion edition. But I don't think it was if it was a Blu-ray release, man, I missed it. But it's worth checking out. Great movie, good disc, good bonus features, and it's in stores now. So thank you, Mill Creek, for that. And this is one I will revisit again because it is a classic. Now, for the other Mill Creek titles I'm going to talk about, we are unboxing them. Now, I'm not going to lie, I already opened the boxes, but they're still sealed, and I'm showing them to you. But here we have the first two 4K releases that Mill Creek's ever put out, 4K Ultra HD. These are both IMAX movies. So if I'm not mistaken, IMAX movies are usually, I think, about 45 minutes. Movies that are made exclusively for IMAX, 47 minutes for this one, and 40 minutes for this one. Hey, I was pretty close. All right, we've got A Beautiful Planet, narrated by Jennifer Lawrence. It's a breathtaking portrait of Earth from space, providing a unique perspective and increased understanding of our planet. All right, this looks cool. This looks really cool. I'm looking forward to checking this out. These IMAX movies are always pretty good. These are the things you usually see. When I say IMAX movie, you might be like, what do you mean IMAX movie? They make Aquaman's coming out for the IMAX. It's like Star Wars was in the IMAX. Yeah, but when I think IMAX movies, now they make general movies in IMAX. But in my mind, as a 42-year-old guy, I remember when you would go to the planetarium. We had the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. I'm in the Philadelphia area. We got the Franklin Institute. But I think every city's got their little science center. And there was always an IMAX theater showing like an educational film. And they were always so cool to watch. And these are a couple of those. I haven't seen either of these. I'm looking forward to checking them out. But this one's A Beautiful Planet. It's all about planet Earth from space. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. Yeah. Space stuff always interests me. And this one, this looks cool too, but I think this one's going to really be up my wife's alley. My wife, Christine, is very much into undersea stuff, which will, that'll come up again when I do my review of Aquaman, by the way. But it's Journey to the South Pacific, and this one is narrated by Kate Blanchett. Discover an extraordinary world above and below the sea. My wife's going to be all over this. She's going to be very, very interested in watching this with me. So, and both of these are rated G, so good for the whole family. So, again, thank you to Mill Creek for sending these out. I will watch them, and I'll come back. I'll do a video, tell you what I think of them. But these are in stores now. Apparently they came out December 11th. I looked it up. So you can get these in stores now. And like I said, this is the first, I believe, maybe I'm wrong. I believe these are the first Mill Creek 4K titles ever. So we'll check it out. It's got 4K, Ultra HD, a Blu-ray, and digital. There we go. Now here's the big one. Here's the latest box I got from Mill Creek. This just came the other day. And this is a doozy. The Shield. The Shield, the complete series on Blu-ray. Now I have to confess, I've never seen The Shield. I've never seen this show. I've always heard it's a great show. I know people love it. My brother was a huge fan of The Shield. So it's just one of those shows I never checked out. It's not that I watched it and I didn't like it. I never even saw it. Now, I like Michael Chiklis. I know it's controversial to say this because the movie was not well received, but I really liked him as the Thing in the Fantastic Four. I thought he was really good in that part. And he did a series after this called No Ordinary Family. It was a superhero show produced by Greg Berlanti for ABC. Only ran one season, but I really enjoyed that too. So I like Michael Chiklis. And I look forward to checking this out because I've heard nothing but good things. So this is the complete series on Blu-ray. So let's open this up. Let's see how this. Let's check out the interior packaging on this. If you're a hardcore fan of The Shield, you might want to know that. Okay, first of all, very cool. It's one of these magnet cases. I've seen these before, but you don't see these too often. It's magnetized shut. And then, oh, look at that. There's a three-dimensional shield in there. That's pretty cool. Pulled out, we get the whole cast in there. And then this slides out, and it's like a book. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool packaging. Yeah, it's done like a book. So we got Season 1, Disc 1, Season 1, Disc 2. It's got all the episodes listed. This is nice. This is very nice. Now, I know a lot of people get very bent out of shape about discs being kept on cardboard sleeves because it has a tendency to scratch discs. But from what I understand, from what I've heard, and from what I've personally experienced, Blu-rays don't scratch nearly as easily as DVDs do. So personally, in my collection, that has never been an issue for me. So I think this is really kind of pretty spiffy packaging. Here, let's get the cutout for the shield there. That is very nice. And this just went on sale this week, December 18th. So you can get that in stores now. And this is really cool packaging. I look forward to checking this out. And, I'm probably not going to watch the entire series and then give it a review because it'll take me forever to watch a whole series. But I'll watch a couple extras and go through. There's 10 hours of behind-the-scenes featurettes. I'll watch a couple episodes, a couple bonus features, and we'll report back on this. But I look forward to this. So again, thank you to our friends at Mill Creek. All this stuff can be picked up in stores now, and I'll let you know what I think when I actually check these discs out. So until next time, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them bitches, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.